Welcome back to Arsenal News TV, and today we're going to first look at Arsenal's defeat to Villarreal, throwing up surprise Thomas Partey problem for Mikel Arteta, and then we're going to look at Arsenal need to make unbelievable offer to sign Emiliano Buendia, says Norwich boss Daniel Farke. So the first news headline states that Arsenal's defeat to Villarreal throws out surprise Thomas Partey problem for Mikel Arteta. So the reports are stating that Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta will have been scratching his head at Thomas Partey's performance, in particular on Thursday. And it looks like Thomas Partey is understandably taking some time to settle into a new league with Arsenal. However, his performance against a familiar opponent on Thursday was a surprise concern for Mikel Arteta. Thomas Partey was one of Arsenal's worst performers against Villarreal in the first leg of the Europa League semi-final. Thomas Partey has struggled with injuries since his arrival from Atletico Madrid for £45 million last summer. In fact, the Ghana international has already spent more time on the sidelines in his short Arsenal career than he did in 5 seasons at Atletico. But generally, when he has played, he has proven to be the best midfielder in the Gunners squad. With the much maligned Granit Xhaka, lonely Dani Ceballos and Mohamed Elneny as the other options, some may say that it is not a high bar for Thomas Partey to reach. But in recent weeks, the 27-year-old has looked surprisingly shaky in the middle of the park. And Thursday's performance in Spain was arguably his worst since moving to the Emirates. Thomas Partey was in no way the only bad player on the night, with Dani Ceballos particularly poor before his inevitable red card. But Arsenal fans expect a lot more from Thomas Partey, and Thursday's showing was a concern. His passing stats did not stand out as he being especially bad, completing 50 of the 58 he attempted, but statistics did not tell the whole story, and only watching the match could you only see how much Thomas Partey struggled. Losing the ball in key areas is a major problem, with Arsenal's suspect defence being left exposed at times. The most worrying part is the fact that the opposition was a team he's used to playing against. It was the 8th time Thomas Partey had played against Villarreal in his career and the 4th occasion he started at El Madrigal, according to WeScouts. However, he was completely off his game when Arsenal needed him the most. Thomas Partey has another 4 years on his Gunners contract, and supporters felt he could be the long-term answer to their midfield woes. Ceballos is very unlikely to have his loan made permanent. Xhaka has surely run his course after 5 years with the Arsenal side, and Elneny will never be a first-team regular. So Thomas Partey is the player Mikel Arteta and supporters have pinned their hopes on. He must not be written off, he has too much quality for that, but he cannot afford to play like he did on Thursday on a regular basis. And Thomas should stop shooting from long range as well, please. So in terms of Thomas Partey, he has done a very poor game against Villarreal, being a regular performance that he used to play back in the days with Atletico. But hopefully that was due to the fact that he had a poor midfielder in the form of Dani Ceballos partnering him, and hopefully you can see the best of Thomas Partey soon to come. So this nicely takes us on to the second piece of transfer news, which states that Arsenal need to make unbelievable offer to sign Emiliano Buendia, says Norwich boss Daniel Farke. So the reports have stated that Arsenal have been told they will need to make an unbelievable offer in order to sign Emiliano Buendia from Norwich City this summer. The Gunners had explored the possibility of signing Buendia in the January transfer window, but Norwich stood firm over the £40 million asking price. The Championship club, who have already secured automatic promotion back to the Premier League, are in a strong negotiating position as Buendia's contract expires in 2024. And Norwich boss Daniel Farke insists the club are keen to keep the Argentine. Of course, if one of the best clubs in the world wants Emmy as a starter and makes an unbelievable offer, then it could be a realistic solution for all parties, said Daniel Farke. But Emmy is a key player, and it is always our task to make sure that we keep the key players. It is due to the great work of Stuart Webber we have them under long-term contracts. That means if a club wants them, they have to invest an unbelievable amounts of money. If there is a club who wants to pay some crazy offers out there, then maybe you use this club to help the club in the future. But as a head coach, my first thought is to work further with our key players. So it looks like Arsenal needs to make an unbelievable offer to sign Emiliano Buendia, and this has been said by Norwich boss Daniel Farke. And in terms of Arsenal, they will need to make an unbelievable offer, which is in the asking price of £40 million. And with Mikel Arteta probably not going to have Martin Odegaard next season, and with Martin Odegaard probably be stated as a untouchable by Real Madrid, they will have to look for an alternative. In terms of a Martin Odegaard alternative, Emiliano Buendia could be a shout, as he has an asking price of £40 million and he already has Premier League experience, and he really did perform well in the season Norwich City got relegated because he didn't have the right players around him to get the goals and his assists. So in terms of Arsenal, they need to make a big offer for Emiliano Buendia. I think he's a player that could fit into Mikel Arteta's system, but he predominantly plays on the right wing instead of the number 10 role. So if Mikel Arteta was to make the move to try and sign Emiliano Buendia for the Gunners, would he adapt him from a right winger role to a number 10 role? Does he have the capacity and capability to play back to a number 10 and still have the same amount of impact he's having at Norwich City? And also, remember, Norwich City are in the Championship, so it's a bit more easier than the Premier League. So maybe the first time he came to the Premier League, he did perform very well, but can he do it again if he comes to join a club like Arsenal? And since there is better players around him, well, there seems to be better players around him, would he be able to get more goals and assists and have a major impact? You can clearly see that Emiliano Buendia is a hard-working player, and he's a player that all managers love, as Daniel Farke has stated time and time again. And with him, with this contract running until 2024, it will be a huge asking price by Mikel Arteta, because they don't have the opportunity for the player to just say, I don't want to play, and get him on a free or on a cheap deal. So they will have to put a high asking price. If they meet the asking price, they'll get their player. So we have to wait and see if the Gunners are ready, like Stan Kroenke and Josh Kroenke said, to be excited in the summer transfer window. Let's see how this pans out. But other than that, guys, remain blessed. Stay tuned for the next video, and peace.